Have you ever wondered which rivers around the world hold the most deadly secrets? From picturesque streams that hide lethal traps to massive rivers teeming with dangerous wildlife, today's video will take you on a journey through some of the most perilous rivers on the planet. These bodies of water may seem inviting, but beneath their surface lies unimaginable danger. Stay tuned as we reveal the shocking truths behind rivers you should never, ever step foot in. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more thrilling content. Let's dive in, if you dare. Wharfe River. Although it appears to be a straightforward stream in the north of England, some claim it to be among the world's most deadly, with little prospect of survival for anyone who falls into it. For the most part, the 100 kilometers of the River Wharfe are broad and shallow. However, this becomes incredibly deep and the gap between banks is reduced to only 1 meter when you reach a particular place known as Bolton Strid. An abyss whose size is unknown is created when the banks narrow, creating a sort of bottleneck that raises the current's pressure and lets the water erode the bottom portion of the rocks. Such warnings are frequent in the area since locals report that nobody who ended up falling into the river survived. Nile River, the world's longest river, is the Nile. It discharges into the Mediterranean Sea after passing through 11 nations. It has fostered the growth of great civilizations throughout Africa throughout history, but it has also always presented many risks. This includes deadly snakes like the black mamba, crocodiles that can reach speeds of up to 35 kilometers per hour and claim the lives of over 200 people annually, hippos that frequently attack boats, and mosquitoes that spread diseases like malaria and Nile fever, which sicken millions of people annually. Rio Tinto. The rich, crimson waters of this river have the power to mesmerize anyone. It may appear lovely, but diving there is definitely not something you should do. High levels of acidity and peculiar concentrations of heavy metals like copper, silver, and gold are the causes of the water's color. Naturally, for eons, people have been drawn to these resources by their avarice. There has been mining beside the river for many years. Burning sulfur damaged local flora and had negative effects on the health of nearby humans and animals. A dip in this river can lead to a number of health concerns, and the location is regarded as one of Spain's greatest environmental disasters. Satum River. This river, like a lot of others, ought to just provide life for animals and people. However, it is currently the most polluted river in the world, in Indonesia, and poses a serious risk to nearby towns as well as the lives of the wildlife and vegetation that formerly depended on it. The industrial and chemical runoff from hundreds of textile manufacturers into the river was the first source of the issue. This covers poisonous substances like arsenic and mercury as well as dyes. Millions of people who live along its banks now bore the burden of their seemingly endless rubbish, turning the river into a hideous dump. Garbage jams drainage systems during the rainy season, causing cities to flood. Boiling river. For Westerners, this was only a myth until recently. Nestled deep within the Amazon rainforest of Peru, the river was sacred to the local people and so kept a secret. Its waters, often referred to as La Bamba, can go as high as 90 degrees, which is hot enough to fry tiny creatures alive and seriously burn people. Although the heat is geothermal, it's interesting to note that it originates from the planet's depths rather than from volcanoes. This Amazon River tributary is used in sacred rites by shamans. The term Eastern Crocodile River should give you a good idea of why the river is deadly. One of the 3 crocodile rivers, the other 2 being the west and south, this one is most well known because to a crossing. The path is occasionally shallow enough for people to cross by automobile or on foot even when it is partially submerged, occasionally for the sheer exhilaration of being dangerously close to death, and other times out of necessity. If you survive, you can brag to your friends, but more often than not, unforeseen currents carry automobiles and people into the water, where dangerous crocodiles congregate and wait to strike. The Congo River is the world's deepest river, with sections reaching a depth of 220 meters. Many rapids, gorges, and waterfalls provide a threat to the many vessels that traverse it, the majority of which are carrying goods. A huge gorge known as the Gates of Hell is one of the most dangerous areas since it is nearly difficult to cross the narrow structure. Techa River. The Soviet Union concealed the existence of the Mayak nuclear site until 1990. During that time, it produced nuclear fusions and dumped radioactive waste into the Techa River. What was the outcome? A nuclear nightmare that ultimately contaminated almost half the people living in 40 communities that were dependent on its water supply. The Soviet Union deployed scientists to ensure the situation was under control after years of poisoning the river. Researchers found that the river released 25% of the radioactivity released in the area in a year in a single hour. Thousands more families were evacuated barely 3 years later. The waste from the long-closed factory is still there. While substantial levels of cesium are still present in Techa today, a portion of its bed is now covered with concrete. Amazon River. When it comes to dangers, the biggest river in terms of water volume is not far behind. Bull sharks that periodically visit the river, anacondas, the largest snakes in the world, and alligators with an acrobatic appearance are among the creatures that inhabit the area. Fish can squeeze through human openings, and piranhas with razor-sharp teeth are 2 more risks. Not only that, but if you flee from these dangers, you might encounter 600-volt electric eels. Additionally, when you emerge from the river, exercise caution around armored spiders, which are among the deadliest species on the planet. And there you have it, some of the most dangerous rivers in the world, each with its own unique set of deadly challenges. From the treacherous currents of the Wharfe River to the lethal wildlife of the Amazon, these rivers remind us of the powerful forces of nature that we must respect and admire from a safe distance. Which of these rivers did you find the most terrifying? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey through the world's most perilous waterways, give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest adventures. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious and stay safe.